What's going on, everyone? Hot Mike Chance from Over the Top with Chad and Tony. And today we're going to do another Collector's Corner. I'm going to be giving you an update for everything that I added to my collection from June. I'm going to break it down by where I got these pickups at. And I got some nice stacks down here. So I'm going to show you that, starting with Hitchhiker Toys, which is a local place here in White House, Tennessee. I got a couple of pickups from there at the beginning of the month. So usually when I'm hunting for VHS tapes to add to the collection, I like to get a lot of weird, obscure type things. I got like Harley Davidson videos in the collection. I got one about training dogs, woodworking, and you'll see some other ones later on in this video that are, off the wall type stuff. But I also like to go try to find movies that look interesting that I've never seen before, and that's what brought me to this one. Now, Surf Ninjas has Leslie Nielsen, Rob Schneider in it. I think I may have ran across this, on TV, something like that, but I never owned the VHS in the past. I never just sat down and watched the movie. I'm looking forward to checking this one out, but it would look like a fun movie. I remember seeing Rob Schneider like this before. I'm not 100% sure where, how, any of that, but I've seen parts of this movie, just haven't seen it all, so I thought I'd pick it up. And then I also saw this, The Exterminator. Never seen it, never heard of it. Looked like a cool action movie that was just kind of obscure, kind of fun. I saw the back cover. I was like, man, I gotta check this out. And I think I'm gonna do a rapid review on this, watch it, and let you guys know what I thought about it. But those are the two that I picked up from Hitchhiker Toys this month. Next, I headed to a gem of a place, and that's a new place I've never heard of. Follow them on TikTok and just decided, hey, I'm gonna go check them out. It's Quick Cash Pawn of Gallatin. Never would have thought, if I would have drove by the place, that they had VHS tapes there. But they have a ton of nostalgic items. They got, just vintage throwback type stuff from the 90s, early 2000s, 80s, just a lot of good stuff. And they had some really good VHS tapes. I would have loved to buy more, but some of those great prices for what they were, but I just wasn't ready to throw down some of the prices that some of those titles required. I'm going through and trying to get all of the main horror franchises: Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, all those. But, I have to buy those a little bit at a time because they can get pretty pricey for a VHS tape. But I did pick up this, Ocean's 11. Love this movie. I saw it in theaters. I never had the VHS of it when I was growing up, but I do like this movie. Actually, when I went to Vegas while I was on the plane, this was the movie that I watched. I was looking for kind of like some scenes that while I was in Vegas that I could check out, just just some of the background, see where these characters were. But I mean, it's a star-studded cast: George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, Matt Damon. I mean, you can't go wrong with the cast. Can't go wrong with the movie. The box was in really good shape, so I decided to pick that up. Another banger that I found that's one of my favorite movies of all time, Radio. I enjoy this movie a lot. I can't believe I haven't added it to my collection yet, but the box was really nice and the price was good, so I thought, hey, might as well add Radio. Another banger, here we go, Blow, Johnny Depp. I enjoy this movie quite a bit. Penelope Cruz is very good in it. Just overall great acting. Another one I can't believe I haven't added to the collection yet. But I like this box too. It's got that kind of shine. I don't know if that's picking up. You're probably getting blinded by light right now. But it has a good case, good cover. And all these tapes are in great shape too, so that's something I always look at to make sure that they don't have any kind of mold or anything like that growing on them, because you definitely don't want that. Then I added this one to the horror collection, Urban Legends Final Cut. I have the other Urban Legends, and I think there was one more after this that I needed, and I think I rounded that out too. We'll see a little bit later, but Legends Never Die, Urban Legends. This one, I didn't really remember this one too much, but I went back and watched it after I got it, after I bought it, and this was a solid one. It's it's about that time horror movie, the early 2000s, late 90s. I'm not sure exactly when this one came out, but it has that same kind of vibe. I Know What You Did Last Summer type, Scream type. I mean, it's not Scream, but it's along those lines. So you kind of get, if you're in for like a early 2000s, late 90s type movie, this is what you should pick up. Then this is one of kind of like a sleeper movie that I like. I'm not a big Stephen King fan, but I do like the Tommyknockers. This is one that I watched a lot as a kid, and I don't know, it just kind of stuck with me, and I just really enjoyed it growing up. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I think I will probably check this one out here soon. I've been getting a lot of these movies, and I just kind of toss them, in the pile until I get ready to really feel like watching them. But the Tommyknockers is a good one. I highly recommend. The box is in pretty good shape. So yeah, I think they had quite a bit of horror movies at the Quick Cash Pawn in Gallatin. This was one of them. Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2. Now, a lot of people don't like the Blair Witch 2. I'm a fan of this one. I actually like this one better than I like the first one, believe it or not. I respect the first one for what it is. I respect it for what it done. It's found footage, which is always cool. This one definitely shot better, which I know the first one is meant to be found footage and supposed to be the way that it is. But this one I think has a better story that you can follow. It's just more entertaining overall. The Blair Witch Project, for what it was, definitely awesome. It was a great experience to watch it in the theater. But this one has more rewatchability and just overall better story and better movie, in my opinion. So that's what I picked up from Quick Cash Pawn in Gallatin. And if you know me, you know I had to go visit my friends at Danger Zone Video. Shout out to Jesse and Brittany. I had to go check out their new spot, which is incredible. I did a TikTok on it, and I also did something on my Instagram. You can kind of get an inside look, but I would highly recommend, if you're visiting the area, if you live in the area, if you're around Mount Juliet at all, close, an hour, 2 hours, drive there, see what it's all about. Great people, great selection of movies, and just, you're always going to find something. I never go in there and leave empty-handed. And it's always fun to just talk with Jesse about movies. I got quite a few from Danger Zone Video this month. Starting with this, Save the Last Dance. My wife and I watched this quite a bit whenever we were dating and just when we were younger. We watched this a lot. So this one I like, and I think that it's it's just for sentimental reasons. It's cool to have. This, I'm looking forward to watching this. Haven't seen it yet. It's the Hitchcock Collection. Vintage Hitchcock. And I keep wanting to call him Hitchcock for some reason. I don't know. But his name is Hitchcock. And I want to see this. It's a documentary. It's about 30 minutes long, I think. Looks like it's going to be interesting. Anytime I see some Alfred Hitchcock, I want to watch it. I don't know. Vintage Hitchcock. We'll see what's happening. Here's the other urban legend, Bloody Mary. Never seen this one. This doesn't really look like it's I don't know what happened with this one, but it doesn't look like it's as good of a production as the other one. I'll have to do some research on it and see, but I've never seen this one. Haven't popped in the tape yet to check it out. But just looking at the cover and just kind of on the back here. It seems like it's more of a low budget film, but I'm going to check it out and we'll see how it goes. Another favorite of mine, my wife and I watch this one all the time, Anger Management. This is I think this is a Adam Sandler movie and Jack Nicholson movie that kind of gets overlooked. I think these two are very good together, and this is a funny movie. I enjoy it. I haven't seen it in a few years, but I'm glad to add it to my collection. I'm definitely going to check it out. This one is one that my wife picked up. Never been. I watched this one when I was younger, but never really been a fan of it since I've been grown. Sister Act. It has some nostalgia factor to it, but for the most part, it's probably not one that I'll watch unless I'm watching it with my wife. But Whoopi Goldberg does a good job in this. I think, I haven't seen a whole lot that she's in, but this is definitely one of her better performances. And just overall, you have a lot of good people in this one too. And I think overall, it's just a good cast and good movie, fun movie. This was the big banger that I got from Danger Zone Video, and that's Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. Probably not the best Nightmare on Elm Street, and this is a promotional use only. I haven't popped this in to check it out, but it still has the plastic on it. It is open, but the cover is protected with the plastic, and it's in absolute perfect shape. Very happy to find this. I saw that Jesse posted it on his stories, and I saw it, and it was while I was headed there, and I was just hoping that I would get there and get it before anybody else did, because I want to get all the Friday the 13th, all the Nightmare on Elm Streets, all the Halloweens, Child's Play, all those I want to get. So Freddy's Dead is definitely this is the second Nightmare on Elm Street that I have. So looking forward to watching it. Like I said, not one of my favorite Nightmare on Elm Streets, and I'm not a big Nightmare on Elm Street fan overall. It's probably toward the bottom of the horror franchises for me, but it's always a fun watch. The first one, a couple of the other ones. This one, not as good, but it's still a fun watch. And then my buddy Tony, aka Friday the 14th, came through with some very interesting VHS tapes. And he knows that I like the weird and obscure type tapes that's just off the wall type stuff. But he told me this one. I also like to collect like sports movies. I'm not a huge sports person, but I like these old like 90s sports tapes. So this one's Funny Side Up with Tug McGraw. Shout out Tug McGraw. He is the father of probably one of the worst country music singers ever, but that's besides the fact. Tim McGraw. So Tug McGraw, Funny Side Up of Baseball. Haven't seen this one yet, but definitely going to check it out. Another one. All these are from Tony, aka Friday the 14th. Ray Stevens, live. I haven't seen this one yet, but definitely going to check it out. I'm not going to say that I'm not a Ray Stevens fan. I just haven't watched very much of his stuff. So I'm looking forward to getting to know Ray Stevens a little bit better. One guy I am familiar with, which most people are, Jeff Foxworthy. Totally committed. I'm a big Jeff Foxworthy fan. I like the Blue Collar Comedy Tour. I thought that it was, a lot of fun. You might be a redneck, all that stuff, but I don't have any Jeff Foxworthy tapes, and I'm glad to have this one in my collection. And then we come to probably the most epic VHS tape that I have in my collection. And this, I have put in the VHS player in my VCR. I have watched it, and it's as epic as it sounds. Christy Lane's line dancing with dances. She's going to teach you how to do these dances. The tush push, the boot scoot, the electric slide, slapping leather, the freeze, and alley cat. Easy to learn step-by-step instructions to America's hottest line dances. And if you know anything about me, one of my A-lists is Boot Scootin' Richardson. And this right here is going to take my game to a whole nother level. But that's all I have for this month. That's it. That's the month of June. A little bit smaller pickups than, I didn't add as much. But shout out to Jesse. Last month they had the $5 bag fill-ups, and I racked up on those. So got a lot added to the collection. We got to get some shelves built in here for all of these VHSs. I'm well over 300 now, and really it's starting to get out of hand. So I need to get those built and just, continue to add to the collection. But shout out to all the guys at Over the Top, Chad Arms, Tony, aka Friday the 14th, BJ the DJ, Brandon E, Pudgy, the Viz, all the people that's been on the podcast. We're putting this content out. You guys check it out. We appreciate everything that you guys do. Check us out on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central right here on Over the Top's YouTube channel. And we get into the chat, the live chat. It's a live premiere every Thursday at 7 p.m. Shout out to all the people that's in there. I can't even begin to shout out all the supporters that we have, because I'm worried I might miss someone. So thank you to everyone. Shout out to you, and we appreciate what you do. Hit the like, subscribe, share this with someone who likes VHSs, who likes physical media, who likes movies, wrestling. We talk all that stuff, and we're expanding by the day. So let us know in the comments what you would like to see. Let me know what VHS I should add to the collection. I appreciate everyone tuning in, and that's my pickups for June. And this, it's the Hitchcock. It's the Hitchcock. It's the Hitchcock. Wow, 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 wow.